So this video here is going to help you on how to format tables and figures. It's part of a larger series on how to format different aspects of your thesis, from your bibliography, footnotes, endnotes, and even formatting the APA style. But for today's video, we're going to look at how to format tables and figures. So what's in this video? So fixing tables and figures, very important. If your figure is too big, if it's stretching over onto 2 pages, what's the best way to do a figure? Should you insert it as a picture? Yes, I think that's the best way. And how to fix tables that stretch over multiple pages, how to just get the best out of them. Headers and footers, obviously very important. So if a table is stretching over multiple pages and you want to keep the heading and the headings to move along with the next page, I'm going to show you how to do that. Table of contents for figures and tables, obviously very important. I'm going to show you how to caption them, how to insert them into the table of contents. Not the main table of contents, but their own separate ones. I'm going to show you how to navigate portrait and landscape. So obviously tables look better on a landscape page if they're big. And I'm going to show you how to continue on the page numbering when that is the case. Tables that do not stretch over the page properly, a huge issue. I'm going to show you how to keep your hair and basically do that very quickly. Turning text into a table quickly. A lot of people don't realize there's a very simple function, a very simple button in Microsoft Word that helps you turn any text on the Microsoft Word page into a table. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then obviously the big one, inserting Excel table into Word. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. If it is possible, I'll show you the best way to do that. And then we're going to look at adjusting column lines. So when you have your table in place, but there's maybe too much space, I'm going to show you the best way to do that. So we can see here now we have the thing we just mentioned in the previous slide. Fixing tables and figures, headers and footers, table of contents for figures and tables, portrait and landscape, very important. Tables that do not stretch over the page properly, turning text into a table quickly, inserting Excel table into Word, and adjusting the column lines. Okay. Now, first of all, we need an L table. So what we do first is we go to our good friend, Mr. ChatGPT, and there's the last thing we did in the other video. So a lot of these videos will overlap with each other, so you're going to have to use more than one of them if you want to find out the whole thing. That's not me being a giant tease or anything like that, that's just the format of the videos. So we want to basically get give me a table. No, give me an evidence table. I'll go on, please. Oh, this is not what I want, but it's okay. I should have never said please. Here we go, we just robbed that. Now where's our little thingy? Here it is. Now I'm going to jump onto the next page, put that there, okay? So we want to get rid of all the dark mode stuff off it. That didn't go well at all, let me just redo that. Worked somewhat well. Now, mister, you're in the way again. Get over there. Right. So, this is a common issue for many people. They put their table onto the page and they're like, it's all over the place. It's not doing what I wanted to do, okay? Here's a very simple method for getting this to look very neat on the page. See this little box here? Click that. That's going to highlight the whole thing. You're going to want to right click on it now. See where it says auto fit and then auto fit to window. When you click that, lo and behold, it puts the whole thing where it should be. And if you just click it again and stick it in the middle of the page, you might have to make it a little bit smaller for it to look like it's on the middle of the page. Okay. That saves people having to do this sort of stuff, you know, where you go blind within 5 minutes and you're trying to do this and you're like, well, now I have to fix this end of it. And then all these things are popping up and your eyesight is failing, and then you know what, it just ends, and then you send it to me and it looks like this, and then you're sort of saying to me, this has to be in 5 minutes, can you help me? Look, boom, it's back again, okay? It's 2023, there's buttons for helping people fix these things pretty quickly, okay? Now, let's just make this a little bit bigger, okay? god, that looks awful. Oh my god, what's like, okay. Let's just leave it at that. Now, we are going to need my little robot friend's help again. Give me 2,000 words of academic material. Now, this is why it's very important when you have anything to do with this program, this AI, and prompting and context. It has just given me everything within the context of the YouTube thing question I asked it way back here about giving me an essay, okay? So all it's doing is it's using the example from the spacing and margins video, and it just thinks all he wants to know about is YouTube, okay? So I'm just going to keep it quiet there for the moment. Just put it there and then select that, and then all we do is we go back to our document here. So why I'm doing this, I'm going to show you now, okay? Boom. Let's say, for instance, we need a table. So let's just grab ourselves a table first of all. So all we do here, now this dovetails into this one here, turning text into a table quickly. I'll come back to these ones in a second. I'm jumping ahead for just a little moment, okay? I know of loads of videos where I'm saying you should never jump ahead, but just bear with me. Now, if you just select all this, okay? And if you come up to layout, or insert rather, sorry. Go into table here, click the little button, okay? Convert text to table, so click that. Now, you're gonna mess around with here, okay? So, let's just say it just has this, okay? And we're gonna do it according to, let's do commas, okay? So I just want a table for the moment. I'm not too fussed about what's in it or how it's arranged. This is what most people end up with on their page if they're doing a qualitative or a quantitative or even a systematic review. They're like, how do I fix this? This is awful. And then they're like, okay, let's start my Saturday night into Sunday morning, and all they're doing is this. And they're like, okay, well these words I now need to be bigger, so I'll do this. Oh, it's not letting me do it anymore. I need to move this over. And it's just a complicated game of Jenga they're playing. And I'm just saying to you now, okay, that there's a much easier way. First of all, and to return to this one, portrait and landscape. See, I told you I'd return to it. This needs to be on a different type of page. This thing is way too big. So what you need to do here, okay, so here's how you create tables and figures that are on the horizontal instead of the vertical. First of all, you need to bracket off this page from everything around it. So you need to go to layout, break, continuous, okay? Then you need to grab the next item here, and you need to say, okay, I need to block you off so you're continuous. Now, what that means is, actually, let me show you what that looks like beforehand, okay? So let's just say I say, okay, let's make this landscape. Well, now everything is landscape except the thing that's meant to be on it, okay? Or you say, give me landscape, and it puts everything in the landscape. Here's how you solve that. As I said, continuous, and then jump here, break, continuous. Now, when you click here now, and you do orientation and landscape, only that page will be landscape. And, well, when I say only the pages that the table is on will be landscape. So remember a little trick there from earlier on. So you want to do that first. So you want to auto fit to window, okay? But I don't want this here. How do I move that up? Okay, look, you can fiddle around a little bit more, okay? Just give it a little bit of a push. And now look, it's all on the same page, okay? You can do. You may need to just move it a little bit more in there just to get it onto the next one. Okay, look, it's not playing ball with me. I can see why so many people use my service. Here we go. Okay, look. So it's on the same page. Now, but that's not our goal here, okay? Our goal is, let's say we have, and let's just introduce it here. We want a table that has a header on it, essentially, okay? And that should be the same height as the other one. But when we bring this back, okay? Well, actually, here's another way. Sorry. Let me start over. Forgive me. you want a title above here, okay? Just highlight this, okay? Right click, insert, and then row above. Now, so let's just say, now these have nothing to do with what's actually in the thing below them, but let's just do it like an evidence table. Study, population, outcome, cars, I'm just talking nonsense for the moment. I'm just trying to fill up these things here. YouTube, and then, rainy day. The point of all that was I'm going to show you how to get this onto the next page when the thing spills over. So let's have it spill over first of all. So you're like, okay, that doesn't look very unsightly, but it would look a lot better if it looked like this. So you want to select all that, go into where the paint can is, change it to a color, whatever color you want. You want to make sure they're all bold and make sure they're all in the middle. But that hasn't fixed our problem yet, because we want this to be on the next page. All you do, okay, is you just highlight it like this. You go to layout and you go to repeat header rows. Click that, and now look, through the magic of Microsoft Word, it's on the next page. But Bill, I tried that and it doesn't work. I know why it doesn't work, my friend. I know exactly why it doesn't work. There is an anomaly in Microsoft Word sometimes where whatever way you've made the table, if you go down to table properties, it's over here instead of none. You want no text wrapping on it whatsoever. This always should be set to none. And that goes the same way some people's tables decide to float over the text. Like, for instance, if I turn that off, now I'm hoping it works here for me, it means that this can stray onto the next page. It can cover some of the writing, it can cover the page number, and let's say, and when you do that, just go in here, select the whole thing, right click, table properties, none. That's going to stabilize. Now you may need to do this again. Look, auto fit to window, okay? That's going to stabilize the table. It looks a lot better there. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's a header on the next page, and it's stable. Now, but here's another problem, okay? Let's stick some page numbers in here. So, oftentimes, when you create a new section break, this might be number 1 again. So let's say, for instance, we do, okay. So if this is number 1, so if it goes from page 2 and then back to page 1 again because of the section break, all you do is you highlight it, go up to page number, format page numbers, and then start at, sorry, not start at 1, continue from previous section. And that's going to solve you out there, okay? Now, we're going to have to look at a very important one, which is basically tables that do not stretch over the page properly. That just comes down to essentially, I don't want to give you any bad news, but sometimes it is what it is sometimes, like you're going to end up with like a word here, like, oh, I want that back up here, let's say, and it's not working with you. Sometimes it is what it is. Microsoft Word is just terrible at doing some things. And there's a thing up above there on the to-do list, which is adjusting the column lines. That is essentially the way to get things right again. I mean, if you want to just, again, it's up to how much time you have to spend, but you can just keep doing this until you get something that looks decent enough. Because it's on the landscape, these are the margins here. So you don't have to worry about them too much. So you can stretch this out, because that's going to be, just imagine the page, it's going to be the other way up. So this is going to be the top of the page and this is the bottom of the page. So you can mess around with this as much as you want. And eventually you can get something like, don't go too crazy. I mean, you can do this if you want. Now look, it's up to you how you want to spend your free time, okay? But I wouldn't be spending it doing this. As I said, the quickest way is just auto fit. And, tell your supervisor to stuff it if they want it perfect. You're not a graphic designer, you're a student. Unless you're doing a graphic design thesis. But I still don't think they need to be bothering you with stuff like that. So we've covered most everything. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the table of figures, or the table of contents, sorry. Oh, sorry, yeah. Actually, I've got a few more things to do. Look at me, I was trying to exit out of the video as quickly as possible. Now, you come down here for a second. Right. Now, I want to show you something here. So where's my old friend? My old Sagosha, get out of the way. Give me a bullet point list on strategies for something, whatever. I'll let you choose. It's on YouTube again, because there we go again with the prompts. That's plenty, thank you very much. Okay. So let's say you want to turn something into a table or figure very quickly, okay? So we're going to just bang that there for a moment. We want to just do this. No. So I want to turn something into a table, but I don't want to go to the trouble of, you know, doing all that. Let me just do this first. So let's say you have some bullet points here. There we go. And then we just do these ones here. Okay. Now your supervisor's come along to you and said, do you know what? I want that in a table. And you're like, oh my God, I can't actually. And like, you don't want to, like, this is what most people do, okay? They just do this. Okay, where's the bloody insert table thing? Okay. How many things will I need? Okay, we'll do this. And then they're just manually doing it that way. Okay, you don't need any of that, okay? Watch this. I really hope this works. You want to do all this, okay? And just pay attention to what we have here, okay? So essentially we have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So when we go to insert table, convert text to table. So I want essentially columns are the things that go, you know, I could use my finger again, this way. They go down this way, and then rows are what's going on the horizontal. So you want one column is plenty, and it's giving me 18 rows, and that's because I'm doing it according to paragraph. Now I'm going to go to other, and you need to mess around with this a bit more. Maybe tab is better there. Okay, let's just have a look at this first. Okay, that didn't. It's not too bad. Look. Actually, no, it did work. Okay, so there's look your 4 things. I thought. Bill, you're a great teacher. You're very surprised at your own teachings. But look, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And I'll be very honest with you about that. But when it does work, look at it. It's perfect. It does it in 2 seconds. Let me just squish that down a bit. How I squish that down? Sorry, I don't like doing stuff without people knowing. Click that box. That's going to highlight. And then Control and 1. That's single space. 1.5 and then double space. Single space is good, okay? Now, you can mess around with this a little bit more. If you just hit that again, okay? That's going to move it in a bit more. So whenever you need to move a bullet point in, don't do it manually. Just keep hitting the button until it does it. And look at that. That's just fascinating stuff, okay? That's just really, you know, you don't need to do your building the table anymore. That's just going to do the work for you. So I'll just go back over that again, okay? So basically you're highlighting the text, and then you're going into insert, into table, and then converting the text to table. And then there's different variables. Now you can mess around with this. Let's say you wanted 5 columns, and you wanted to arrange according to commas. Paragraphs and tabs is where you should be at. But look, just give you an idea. Yeah, so it's doing it like it's a bit messy when you're not when you're giving it something overly complicated. I'd say for anyone that has like a lot of text, like an evidence table, we're not quite there yet. Although we are a little bit there yet, and I'm going to show you in a separate video on ChatGPT on how to make that useful for yourself. But for now, I need to focus on the format. So look, we've taken care of this, not that, and then this. Insert an Excel table into Word. Here's okay. Look, on all the years I've been doing this job, let me make this bigger so I can get serious for it. But the link down below will help you with it. Most of the time when people ask me about this question, I generally just say the same thing I've been saying for the past 10 years, which is basically, is there scope to print off a large Excel sheet, fold it, and then bind it into the thesis? And if there is, then do that instead than trying to waste your life going blind, trying to insert all different ways of trying to fit an Excel sheet into a Word document. So look, we're coming to the end now, okay? And we're going to need, well look, we have 2 tables here, so this is perfect, okay? So look, you're doing your thesis, and now you need to just calm down there, matey. Okay, perfect. What are you? You don't belong there. Get out of it. Right. You ready? Table 1. Bill's example. Okay. And then table, you're in the way again. Table 2, Bill's other example. Now, what most people do is when they go and build their table of list of tables and list of figures, is they go up here above and they say, okay, list of tables and figures, and they just manually put them in, and they're like, oh, there's no easier way to do this, I'm just going to suffer in silence. And they write all the names of the tables here, and then they try and squeeze in the number here, which always changes. Don't do that. Here's how you do it, okay? Go before where the caption is, so just stick the thing here, okay? You want to go to references, okay? And you want to go to insert caption. So click this. And a range of things will come up here, and different labels and figures depending on what you're working with. So mine are obviously preloaded there from just working on different people's thesis, okay? But let's say we want table 1, okay? And I'll show you for individual chapters. So let's just say you just click table, okay? And that's all, only the word table. And if you don't have it there in the thing, you just make it up yourself. You just write it here, table, okay? And then you're good to go. So whatever you want to do, just put it in there. When you click OK, it's going to do this. So you need to get rid of the original part of it there, table 1. And when you click on the number part of it, it's going to do that. Now we want it to look a little bit different. So what we want to do is we want to go to home, just like the headings, and we want to look for something that says caption. So you want to just right click on that, modify it, and then whatever your style is, so let's say Times New Roman 12, and I want it bold. Now if it's not APA, you can do this because APA have the number and the word table non-italicized, and then the Bill's example part is italicized. So let's just say it's not the APA for the moment, okay? So, sorry, now. So once you have that, so it's captioned now, okay? So let me just show you that again. So you basically want to go into references, insert caption, table, and then it'll number it for you. So click that, boom, there you go, okay? Now, when you come down to the next one, don't worry. I know I can hear people worrying. Don't be worrying. I'll come back to your question and burn it in your brain in a second. Now, table 2. Insert caption, click it. See the great thing about it? It's numbering it for you. It's remembering what the number is. So you don't have to go, was that number 3 or that number 4? This thing remembers for you, okay? Now, once those are captioned, okay? Let's say you've got 50 of them, or 2 of them. All you do is you come back up here to your list of tables and figures, okay? And you basically go insert table of figures, and then you come down here and you'll find whatever thing you were using. So let's say table was the one we were using, and then you click OK, and look at that. And you have to fiddle around with it. I mean, if you wanted double spacing or single spacing or whatever, you can mess around with it there. But let's just change that to Times New Roman. So you can still edit these. Most people think, well, I can't work with it anymore. You can work with it as much as you want. But that's all you're doing for them. And if it's something like, well, mine is arranged according to my chapters, so that should be table 1-1. all you do is insert caption. Now, instead of clicking just table on its own, you want to create something that says table 1, and you want to just put a full stop after that, okay? So when you click OK, see, look, it's already automatically numbering it for you. Table 1, 1. Just maneuver that back a bit. And then this is obviously going to be table 1, 2. Let's see if it remembers that. Table 1, 2, perfect. And then you just pop the thing there, move that back, and then you go up here, okay? So get rid of that. And then when you go to create it, insert table of contents, and you're going to be using the one you just used, which is table 1. So this is tables from the first chapter. Click OK, boom. Now, let's say, for instance, this one here. I'm covering all angles, don't worry. So let's just grab this again, okay? And we're going to put that here. And this is chapter 2 now, let's say. So hang on a sec, we can't use the same numbering again. So all you're doing is, let's call this Bill chapter 2 example. And we're going into insert, oh, we're not going there yet. Insert caption. Now you want one that's labeled to 2, so you just go table 2, boom. So that means any table that's in chapter 2. And look, it restarts the numbering back at 1 again, okay? So all you're doing when you're trying to get that into table table of contents is you're clicking here, okay? And when you insert the table of contents, it's coming from table 2 now, not table 1. And then when you click that, there it is again, okay? So that's all it is. It's really just you're tagging everything, captioning it, and then when you go up above to the table of, or to the insert tables or figures, insert table of tables or table of figures. Hang on, I don't want this to be my last words before I die of thirst. When you're doing it this way, don't go into table of contents. It's not a table of contents. It's a table of figures or a list of tables. So you're always doing it that way, not this way. Okay? And I think that's everything. I really think I covered everything. Let me just have a look. I'm going to pause the video while I have a ponder. Yeah, my pondering is complete. No, I think I covered everything. As always, my own business provides any of these services I've ever mentioned. A lot of them will come under formatting in this particular series. But I also offer proofreading and editing, feedback support, chapter by chapter, thesis supervision, and also reference checking and correction, and any sort of publishing you want to do, whether it's an article or a book, I can help out with that. So I'll put some links in the description for how to contact me for any of them.